Canelo Alvarez. We'll move over to boxing. Canelo Alvarez beat Billy Joe Saunders in TK via TKO in the 8th round on Saturday. And this is just an appreciation for Canelo Alvarez. You know, we talk about some of the best boxers. We always talk about Floyd. We talk about Tyson Fury. We talk about Anthony Joshua. We talk about Deontay Wilder. And we talk about historical ranks. We talk about Mike, Muhammad. You know, we talk about some of those fighters. And quiet is kept, even though, you know, he's 56-1 and 2. A lot of Canelo Alvarez doesn't get talked about a lot. He's one of the better boxers in history of boxing, which he is. Now, I understand that one was against Floyd, but I mean, Floyd's arguably one of the greatest to ever do it. But so was Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? Canelo Alvarez. He unified the titles in the middleweight division, and whoever you put him up against, he pretty much beats. So again, he's 56-1-2, and in those 2 draws, at least one of them was iffy. Like, oh, what? But I do want to congratulate Canelo Alvarez, and I don't know if you saw the hit, but he hit Billy Joe Saunders in this eye. And a lot of people were saying Billy Joe quit, even though the X-ray came out and it showed that Canelo like broke his eye lobar bone or whatever like that. Like that, you see. I'm gonna go on a little rant here. This is why I don't do no fighting. As far as I'm not in no octagon, I don't put on the gloves. This is why I don't do fighting. This is why I'm not saying I don't be shooting nobody, but I'm a lover, not a fighter. Bruh, I see these people got gloves on and still broke this man's orbital bone to a point where they're fearing if Billy Joe Saunders can ever fight again, because Canelo Alvarez hit this man in his eye so hard that they're saying they don't know if they'll be able to repair this man's orbital bone. Like, a man or a woman to have the ability to do that to somebody with a punch, like, it's just fascinating to me, and I'm fascinated to a point where I'm not going to even attempt to try that. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, Amanda Nunes will destroy me. Like, Ronda Rousey will destroy me. Like, any UFC fighter, any boxer will beat the brakes off me. That's just not. I'm not in that realm. All right, that's just not me. That's just not me. But again, congratulations to Canelo Alvarez for unifying the middleweight titles. A lot of people were saying that because he went to because he hasn't. No, let me say this. Canelo Alvarez has fought most of the people anybody that they put him. I mean, he's had 56 fights and only lost once. So, I mean, he's 56-1-2. So, Canelo Alvarez has to be, when we talk about some of the greatest boxers of all time, Canelo Alvarez has to be up there, especially for the middleweight division, for what he's done, you know, the path that he's paved, the fights that he's fought and won. He definitely has to be up there when we talk about some of the greatest boxers ever. So shouts out to Canelo Alvarez for unifying the middleweight titles.